What is going on, guys? It is Elliot here, and I have got another YouTube video for you today. I am going to be talking about my top tips for beginners in the gym. I've had quite a few questions about it, so I thought why not make a little video of me chatting to you guys about what I think you should be doing or considering when starting the gym. So let's go. Stop all that nonsense, alright? Just chill out. That's it. Exactly. Doing as you're told is what I like. Okay, so tip number one is do your research. Don't be one of those guys that just decides they want to go to the gym and rocks up and does whatever they want, and then gets upset when they don't get the results. You need to make sure that you've done the research, so you know that when you're going to the gym, you're spending your time, or you're using your time efficiently. Like, you don't want to be wasting time in the gym, especially at the beginning, because that's when you want to be maximizing the fact that your body isn't used to all this training, isn't used to all this exercise, and therefore is going to be responding better to that. So you want to be utilizing that period of time. Don't waste your time and effort on doing shit that isn't going to help you achieve your goals, which is also something we're going to touch on in a bit. Make sure you're using your time efficiently and doing the research. There's so much stuff online that can help you to understand the basics and understand kind of what you need to be doing to achieve your goals. So yeah, make sure you do the research. That is very, very important. Tip number two is stick to the basics and be consistent. Don't overcomplicate it with all these fancy exercises and all these unnecessary movements in your regime. Just stick to the basics. So if you're trying to do bodybuilding style training, then make sure that you're getting in the key compound lifts. So if you're doing a push-pull legs split, you want to be getting bench, you want to get military press in, you want to get rows in, you want to get deadlifts, you want to get squats. Get those kind of exercises in and make sure you've got the form down. Yeah, make sure you're just sort of like improving on those exercises and build your base from there. You don't need to start doing these fancy exercises, all these accessory movements. Those will become useful a bit further down the line. So yeah, make sure you just stick to the basics and also be consistent. So don't do 5 days one week and no days the next week. You want to be doing at least 3 days a week, I would say. I mean, if you can only do two, but try and get 3 days in per week. And if you're hitting that, you're going to be making progress. And if you're doing the right exercises with the right form, and focus on like progressive overload, then you're going to be smashing it. So come to join, get involved. What are your top tips? Huh? Your top tip would be go fucking mental, wouldn't it? That's what you say. Go fucking mental. Nutter. Okay, so tip number 3 is always aim to beat your last session. What I mean by this is each session you go to the gym, you want to be improving. You want to aim to improve, whether that's your cardiovascular endurance or it's your weights that you're lifting. You want to be aiming to improve each session. If you don't, then what will end up happening is your body will become accustomed to the weights that you're using, become accustomed to the workouts that you're doing, and you will start to find that you plateau with your progression. So make sure that you are aiming to improve each session. So if that's like a conditioning workout, you want to be getting a better time the second time you do it than you do the first time. I think Nala's having a little nap. That's her kind of conditioning workout. It's like 30 minutes of sprinting and then 3 hours of chilling. Actually, it's normally about 20 minutes chilling, then she's sprinting again. I'm not sure how she does it, but anyway. So yeah, make sure you're improving each session. You want to be like getting better times, lifting better weight or bigger weights. Like, you want to really like aim to improve each time so that you can actually push your body to the limits and push your potential. So yeah, that is tip number 3. So the hat is on. Shit has just got serious. What? Tip number 4 is, what is tip number 4? Oh yeah, is that tip number 4? No, tip 2. Oh yeah, I remember. Tip number 4 is set realistic goals. So not just normal goals, not just I want to be able to fly in 3 weeks. Like, set yourself goals that are achievable. For example, I want to add 5 kg to my bench press over the next 2 months or whatever. You know what I mean? Set yourself realistic goals. It's really important that you do this because you need those little incremental goals and stages to keep you progressing and keep you pushing forwards. If you aim too high, you're gonna you're not going to achieve it, and then you're going to get disheartened and you're not going to want to carry on. So make sure you're setting yourself goals that are actually achievable, and in order to know what goals are achievable and what aren't achievable, you need to do the research, like I said, in step number 1. And it's also going to be the sort of thing that helps you during those sessions where you're not feeling up for the gym, you're not feeling strong, you're feeling weak, you can't be arsed, you're tired, like all these things. Like that's when having goals is most important, because you can dig deep and be like, no, I really want to achieve this, I really want to add this weight to my bench, I really want to like take this time off my run, like I really want to make these improvements, and in order to do that I've got to get through the session. So having small incremental goals along your journey is literally so important. So that is the end of tip number 4. And now we are on the 5th and final top tip for today, which is don't be an all or nothing person. What I mean by this is don't be someone that feels that if they slip up once, they have to write off the whole program. They have to skip training because there's no point, because they've missed this one session, which means all of their progress has been lost and there's just no point anymore. That's not the way to look at it. And if you do look at it that way, you're not going to get anywhere. You're just going to be in a vicious cycle of not making progress. You'll take 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. Like, just don't have that mentality. The best way to approach slip-ups in regime, slip-ups with training, slip-ups with nutrition is just to get back on track as soon as possible. You see a lot of these people, as far as you know, they're training all the time, they're eating well. Well, in fact, what they're doing is they're maybe having 5 days of being on point and then 2 days of absolutely destroying everything they've done in the week. Like 2 days of just eating copious amounts of rubbish and stuff that isn't going to help them make progress. So it's important that you just have a good balance, like live that balanced fam lifestyle. Give yourself a bit of leeway. Don't just think, oh right, well I've had a bag of crisps now, so that's it, I'm writing off the whole day, I might as well go to Five Guys right away. Like you want to have like a good balance. That is it for my top tips today, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video and you have something to take away from this. It's just the kind of stuff that I wish I'd known when I was starting out in the gym, and yeah, I thought I would just try and give you guys some value. I really hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks, guys.
With this perception that you were the funk masters, everyone listened to you.
Yeah. A lot of you people look at me like, who the fuck